I know you're here because you feel like giving up, and I am about to change your mind. So, giving up is normal. Feeling like giving up is normal. I feel it. I fight with this feeling. I don't know, like thrice, 4 times a month, or even once a week. Let me tell you, I'm just gonna be honest. And the feeling of like giving up doesn't mean you're weak, doesn't mean you're not gonna achieve or you don't deserve what you want. It's a normal feeling. It just means that you're human. And sometimes feeling like giving up doesn't mean at you're trying to get something and you can't get it, that's why you feel like giving up. Sometimes you can feel like giving up and you have everything you've ever wanted, but you still feel empty, you still feel like you don't want to live anymore, you don't want to be here anymore. So I'm talking about both, when you're trying to get something and you feel like giving up, and when you feel empty and you just don't want to continue living. So I have been there many times, and I know you're here because you feel like giving up, or you have felt like giving up, and you want to know how to overcome it or how to handle it when you feel it. So what I'll say is, or what I do is, let yourself feel it. Cry if you want to, bed rot if you want to, rest if you want to, chill if you want to. Feel the feeling. Don't you We're not robots, we're humans, we have feelings. So feel it if you want to feel it. Cry, do whatever you want to do at that moment when you're feeling like that. But one thing that you have to know is that you cannot give up. You can feel like giving up, but you cannot give up. You cannot give up. We have to still go. We have to keep going and finding better ways to handle our issues and our lives. And yeah, like, let me tell you guys, the amount of times I feel like giving up, honestly, I'm someone who preaches manifestation and believing in something that you can see, and like believing in that you're gonna get what you want. But let me tell you, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes when I'm like really putting in the work, posting here on YouTube, and just being positive, and maybe I'm not getting the feedback that I really want to get, sometimes I feel like giving up. But do I give up? No, I do not. I continue producing content. I feel bad, I cry if I want to cry, I feel the way I want to feel, but after, I get myself back on track, because I cannot give up. I can feel like giving up, but I can't give up. And when you feel like giving up, doesn't mean you'll block your manifestations, doesn't mean that you won't get what you want. No, you will. As long as when you feel like giving up, you feel it and you don't dwell on it so much, and you get yourself to feel better, and you continue putting in the work, and you continue going. So yeah, I do feel it, and feeling it is not bad. We are human. So feel it, but make sure you don't dwell there. Feel it, but make sure you don't dwell there. Feel it, and then wake up and do what you need to do. So yeah, if you feel like giving up with life, I feel like take every day at a time, because when you have everything you need, and you feel like you don't want to live anymore, you don't want to be on this earth anymore because you feel empty for one reason or another, well, you need to take one day at a time, because I was also once there. Like, I remember in 2020 and 2021 was one of and 2022 was one of those 3 years were one of my hardest years. It was so bad. Like, it was so bad. I was struggling mentally, financially, with self-worth, with self-esteem, with everything. Nothing was going good in my life, nothing was going good in any part of my life, and I found myself so down, and I felt so down, and I felt like giving up. Like, every day I would wake up and I would wish I was not even ever born. I would wish like I was never, like, I used to wish my mom aborted me or something like that. Like, when you're depressed, like, every day was a battle, and at the time, I remember sometimes I used to drink to numb the pain, which I do not advise. That's not good. Rest or do other things than using like drugs to cope. And yeah, and when you come from like an African home, it's hard to tell people you're depressed. Like, they think you're crazy, or they think it's just an excuse, or they think you're on something. So you just have to go through things by yourself. And sometimes I was shy to tell my friends what I was going through. Sometimes you're afraid to be judged, you know. You don't know what your friends are gonna think about you when you tell them, but you know, you should get better friends who you're open with, you know. Anyway, yeah, so honestly, I used to wish I could sleep for like a month or a year or hey, 2 weeks just to forget and just be at peace, because I don't know, depression is just the worst thing that can ever happen to someone. So if you're going through it, take one day at a time and try and look around and see one thing that you can be grateful for, because sometimes we are so focused on the negatives and we sulk into a rut or depression because we are only focusing on what we don't have or what we want. We're not even focusing on things we used to want, things we used to pray for. Try and take a moment to sit down and try and look for just one thing, no matter how simple or small it is. Just think of one thing that you can be grateful for, one thing that you know can keep you going. Also, one thing I really used to do is visualize where you want yourself to be. Like, you know, sometimes when you're depressed, you always have this version or um uh this thing, the way there's always a version of you that you want to be, that even mostly makes you depressed, because you want to be that version but you're not version yet, so you become depressed because you're not that version, or because you think you're not worthy, you think you can't get it. Try visualizing yourself having what you want when you're depressed. It might be hard, but try it. Do a guided meditation on TikTok and just try, force yourself, you know, force yourself, because all that energy you're using to get the negative thoughts and to think those negative thoughts and those negative feelings, like, alchemize it and go and put a guided meditation and visualize, you know. Meditation might be hard for you if you're going through depression, so it's good to do a visualization meditation where you're guided and you'll be able to visualize where you want to be. That might lift up your moods as well. Also, you can walk. Walking is awesome. Walking can help, can raise your hormones and boost your happy hormones, and you know, you can feel better. So that can be a good way of coping with that feeling, because this one for feeling tired and feeling like giving up with life, this is serious than the one where you feel like giving up and you're pursuing a career or something, you know. So yeah, walk, you go on nature walks, make it nature walks, because when you walk in nature, the nature will absorb your negative energy and it will energize you and you will feel happy and you will feel better. Also, try having a pampering routine if you can. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can do like a pampering routine is like you take a shower with your candles, you journal, you say affirmations, you watch a movie at night. Make sure as you're sleeping you put some nice vibration music as you sleep, you know. Yeah, such a routine that makes you feel cozy, makes you feel loved and appreciated, you know. Also, know that no one is coming to make you happy, no one is responsible for your happiness, you're responsible to make yourself happy. Just wake up and decide to be happy, because life will always be happening. Even if you become that version that you want, life will still be lifing, you know. There's no time that life is gonna be just smooth with no, you know, up and downs here and there. There will always be. Your work is to pray for the strength to overcome every challenge, every down that comes in your life. So yeah, try doing those exercises and know that you're not a failure. Know that you're not weak, you're just human, and it happens, and we humans have feelings. So yeah, don't give up. Do anything to make yourself feel better, but do not give up. So yeah, do not give up. And yeah, that's just the point. It's okay to feel like giving up, but no, you shouldn't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep pursuing your dreams. Persistence and repetition, and you will achieve what you want. So do not give up. Even if it seems hard, even if you're not seeing it, things are working and moving for you, even if you're not seeing it. So do not give up just because you're not seeing anything yet, any, you know, great or significant movements. Just be patient and know that you already have it, and know that yeah, you will get it. Repetition and persistence, and you will get to where you want. So yeah, and do whatever it is that you need to do, but do not give up. Do not give up. I know that it's normal to feel like giving up, but do not give up. Yeah, if you feel like you're too bad to do any of the things that I've told you, you can comment or you can DM me on TikTok at Shiko, or Instagram wanjiko.777. So I think that's all for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.